I know whatever information I have in front of me or in my head, whatever information I've gathered, whatever advice I've gotten, and I'm just making whatever I think the best decision is. The only reason I say I think the best decision is because I don't know until it gets made. I don't know. I don't know that any of them vlogs was going to do what they did, or the next video was going to flop, or the next video going to break, or if some videos flop and then do good later, or do good in the beginning and then don't grow, and I don't know. But I'm willing to find out. I'm willing to around and find out. And that's what most of society loses when they get too old. If they don't want to around no more, they stop finding out. They think they know it all. That's why they try to tell you what to think. Don't do it, do this instead. You know what I really know now? You can say you had a hard life. You can say you had an easy life or whatever. Bro, your character development is a choice, bro. Like, character development is literally a choice. If you think you got it easy or you've been too comfortable lately, you have to do something right now, today, like tonight. You gotta like spark your own character development, my guy. You cannot afford to wait. Urgency is not natural. So procrastination is simply, oh, I can do it later. So the opposite of procrastination is not discipline. The opposite of procrastination is rushing. Like feeling like you don't have any time. Procrastination tells you got a lot of time. The opposite of that is like emergency. Like, oh shit, I gotta handle it right now. So you gotta learn ways to create urgency, you know what I'm saying? And this is like preventing distractions, setting alarms to remind you to do things, putting limit on apps, find out what triggers you, bro. Y'all know the old trope, we say, who gotta find the boats? Who's gonna build the boats? Any like super try-hard disciplined person, don't y'all always hear their go-to lines? Like, they have a very clear, identifiable mindset. I can say a couple things, you can be like, oh, this person said that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, when I change my crowd of people, depending on who it was, yo, it just be actions and results. How you find your people? I kind of got lucky and found some good people in high school, but I think everybody after that, it just came from like being places I was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And being intentional about where am I going and what am I talking about. Because what you realize is, people who ain't on shit don't really have the substance to contend with you. They don't. You kind of make them uncomfortable. You kind of won't even be in the same place as them. If I don't want to have the relationship that person has had, I'm not taking their advice. If I don't want to have the money or financial situations they have, I'm not taking their financial advice. It doesn't matter what they tell me, because they can only tell me what not to do. I don't give marriage advice. And anytime I do give marriage advice, what do I tell y'all? I spoke to X, Y, and Z couple that's been married for this many years. I give you advice on results I have. I don't talk about shit I don't have, bro. Because you can't even, like, it's not just a credibility thing, but you have to be honest with yourself. Like, you know, when I started to have and accept the cold-hearted advice and just my own conscience and think for myself, and I started to be real. And when you be real, again, remember what I said, chat. Is it being disrespectful, or does the truth make that other person uncomfortable? Think about that. Is it being disrespectful, or does the truth make you uncomfortable? If you cannot prove me wrong, your opinion does not matter. This goes for anybody in my life, any and every person in my life. I've been trusting my own thinking, even since a kid, right? But I literally get it so extremely now that it's like my conviction is like, just, what's up? I got smoke for any conversation, because if they are correct, or if they have a good argument or good facts, then they will prove me wrong, and I have enough humility to accept being wrong and grow. So there's a win-win situation. It's literally a win-win situation. The problem is, people just kind of want you to blindly agree with them. I don't take orders, I only take advice. And keep in mind, I don't take everybody's advice. There's credibility behind the advice now. That's the first thing you need to realize and accept, to take control of your life. I do not take orders, I only take advice. And even then, that advice has to be credible in some way. For me, like I told you, one of my ones, I kind of think like, I'm like, You know, you put bread on people's tables. Like, your family eat, or you help your family take care of shit. I got shit on my wall around my crib. Like, almost like I got my crib booby trapped to remind myself. Even my screensaver, I got multiple screens.
Way more things that I thought you had, bruh. And I was like, shit, emphasize on that. You feel me? Like, I ain't gonna lie, kid, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. I'm looking at you, I'm just thinking, you finna have a 4-ass condo in Atlanta. You know, it's just you by yourself, so I would have expected you to have like a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 4-ass little vibing condo in Buckhead. He like, bro, I ain't expect you to live in no big-ass crib, bro. 3 beds, 3 bathrooms, garage, upstairs, downstairs, you feel me? Like, I ain't expect that. The type of car you drive, like, I would have thought you would have drove like a newer version of a Nissan, you feel me? Some, you know, the dope boy Nissans. He was like, bro, I was not expecting you to have 2 cars, bro. Like, you Miami the Kid, bro. He was like, nigga, the whole world would have been knowing I'm driving the AMG. He like, bro, nobody knows you even drive this type of car. The shit you have, like, how you don't put that out there? And I was just like, shit, like, this is my personal life. Like, I don't look at this shit like this shit's something for me to brag about. This shit just normal to me. Like, I just live like this, you feel me? And I was just like, damn, like, I ain't know what to say. And then he just came into a nigga crib and just seen how a nigga live, you feel me? Like, he was like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, you keep your crib hella clean. Like, your crib was clean as fuck. Like, I went in your closet and he was like, yo, you got a crazy cologne collection. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You just had way more than I thought you had. And that goes back to what I was saying, bro. Impressing people privately always brings a greater return than doing it publicly. Because if I would have been showing all this shit already and everybody would have known I had all this shit, it would have never been nothing to be surprised about. Like, everybody always posting shit on social media to the point that, dang, how is it that I don't even know you in real life and I know everything you got? And, you know, that's another thing too, bro. Like, when you private, nobody don't know who you know. I done a whole bunch of shit behind the scenes privately niggas don't even know about. Like, one time I found it funny that, you know, it was me and this Pacific YouTuber in a vlog, and literally the comment section was just like, man, why these niggas don't do vids, or they don't like each other, da, da, da. Like, whole time, bro, me and this nigga done been around each other multiple times. Me and this nigga done fed the homeless together. Me and this nigga done did so much shit behind the scenes that's just private, bro. Like, people just don't know. It's dreams out here that y'all boys got that will be real big accomplishments, bro. But the fact that you told the whole world, and the whole world knew what was going on the whole time, you just ain't bounce out with it and surprise people, nigga. Nobody gonna be surprised at that shit. And now you gonna think that that huge goal that you had wasn't shit for real. It wasn't shit because the goal was a bad idea. It just this blow up and surprise people and impress people because you are showing them it getting made. These are good ideas, and if you was to pop out with it, the surprise shock, they're gonna be crazy. But then you probably hang around niggas who small-minded, bruh. Like, a lot of niggas small-minded, bruh. So now you telling these ideas to niggas who small-minded, and now they putting grit shit in your head like, nah, that shit kind of buzz, that shit kind of this, that shit kind of that. Knowing whole time, if you was to pop out with that shit on them, bruh, they gonna be surprised. They gonna be the main people surprised, bruh. So now you let people lure you away from that one good idea instead of just being private. If you would have been private the whole time and just don't say shit, nobody would have never knew. Everybody would have been surprised. Just think about the janitor, right? This a nigga who come into the school. The nigga don't talk to nobody. You probably think this nigga broke. The nigga work a janitor job. The man just so private, you don't know anything about this nigga until you go hang out with him one day, bro. And you go to that nigga crib and come to realization, bro, that nigga up, bro. Big ass mansions, bro. Whole bunch of cars, whole bunch of everything. The man got all this foy ass shit, bro. And the whole time you just thinking this nigga just, you feel me? And seeing shit publicly will put a hard perception on you, bro. It's weird. Like, whole time, bro, this nigga probably rich as fuck. And now he's showing you this privately. Let me come bring this nigga to my crib and show him all my Rolexes and my Ferraris and shit. Yeah, I come to work and I play this janitor role, but I'm really rich. But this just privately, you feel me? Nobody knows this. Doing shit privately always gonna bring a greater return than doing it publicly, bruh. It's just the shock factor of it. Like, damn, what the fuck? I heard this story a long time ago. And that's another thing where I be real big on, you can't judge a book by its cover, bruh. Well, you probably walking around a whole bunch of multi-millionaires and billionaires a day, bruh, and they just private with it that you just...
The best long-term result. Now listen, now where I'm going with this is as I was studying, right? One of the things I did, I was like, all right, let me study some greats. Let me study some people I look up to, like Ray Dalio, like Michael Jackson, like Prince, like Stevie Wonder, like anybody you can name that's like achieve something in life that I respect. Like even speakers like Malcolm X, etc. Right? Why Hey Mar, I appreciate the 17 months. Sev Santana, I appreciate the 1 month. Now I'm a scientist. I love being a scientist, which I'm passionate about. I dissect, I break shit down. Like I like dissect. Like, you know, I open it up and look at all the different details, right? And one of the things, chat, I was finding out and I was looking into is that it's something I call the scars of success. And I call them scars because you can only get a scar once you go through something. Now, and by go through something, I mean you might fall. You might, you know, I also think of a callus. You get calluses on your hands when you lift weights because the callus is the hardened skin. Your skin gets tougher enough to endure harder environments or harder material. Zarko, I appreciate the 14 months, man. Y'all going crazy today, bro. I love y'all, man. Now listen, follow me here. With the scars of success, I wrote things like struggling, embarrassment, shame, doubt. Chat, anything you can think of that does not feel good. I wrote down specific ones though, as relevant to being scars of success. These are things you can only feel when you're being successful or when you're doing something that's leading to success. Because 9 times out of 10, when you start something new, you suck. You're bad. You have no results. You know, Curly Tay with the 9 months, Aiden Jags with the 20 months, man. Now listen, when you're bad at something, right? Jugs, you know, I appreciate the 90 bits. Guilt, no, guilt is more like a different one. Shame, I thought of shame because it's like things you feel when you try something new and you're not good at it and you get frustrated. You're struggling with it, so it makes you frustrated. You feel ashamed, you feel embarrassed, etc. But remember what I said about the thesis. Struggle creates strength, strength creates structure. Now, with these scars of success, as I was studying, I noticed something about the mentality. Welcome back, gang gang. Evolving Eric with the big 15 months. I don't know why she struggled to say that word. But as I noticed something as I was studying, right, and all these people, all the greats that I thought of studying, right, as I dissected them, is that their mentality positioned themselves in a way to where they looked to feel like that. And where in our newer society, we run from embarrassment. We run from being uncomfortable. We run from things that make us feel ashamed.
Dojo to the moon.
Broski, I appreciate the 3 months, man. We run from things that make us feel afraid. We run from things that make us doubt ourselves. We run from things that feel everything I just talked about. And as we get trained to do this, the funny part is on the opposite side of that road is everything we want. It's all the discipline, it's all the results, it's all the goals we'll have. It's like you can't be successful without getting past those scars, all those emotions, all those characteristics of trying something new, trying something that's outside of your comfort zone, trying something you never did before, trying something you know nothing about, and having to take a risk and having to bet on yourself. And like I said, as one of the first things I noticed is that a lot of the people I studied had a great amount of tenacity. And tenacity just means that you can endure anything against all odds. And you can endure public opinion, negative ones like people hating on you. You can endure constructive criticism. You can endure being angry. You can endure everything and still go for what you go for. And one of the examples of this was in Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was one of the most famous human beings to ever live, right? And that means that a lot of attention was on him. And when you look at it, chat, right? All these emotions that we are leaning towards avoiding, all the ones that we run from, all the ones we hide from, they're the same ones that make you strong enough to stay focused, to stay consistent, to go after your goal. And then after a certain point, because you chose to continue and somebody chose to quit, is when your results go from, this shit ain't really getting nowhere, I can't really tell what I'm doing, is it worth it? So you start separating and excelling. Because everybody quit. But you kept losing. That's the difference. You were okay with being miserable. You were okay with being terrible. You were okay. Like, it's a quote I read. It said, it's okay to lose. It's not okay to quit. And the thing is that you suck until you don't. Pause. You're ass until you're not. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people want to skip the process. Like I said, nowadays, everything is just about being, it's about microwavable results. Everybody wants microwavable results. Everybody wants to just take the quickest route, press a couple buttons, and they got what they want. Nobody wants the process, which forges them into the strong person who can create that result and create many results beyond that. An example, someone like myself, humbly speaking. And tapping back into those roots, bro, it just like I said, it just like shifted a different drive to realize, like, nothing around us is structured for you to succeed. Like, you have to come to this shit prepared. I'm dead ass gonna argue that you shouldn't even have social media or a phone until you're prepared to know how you're gonna use it. Because guess what? It's so many ways that your phone is gonna use you. In the quickest way. I mean, even think as kids, we used to play Temple Run or be on Kick, or we on Instagram, you're watching Twitch or TikTok. It's so much information or distractions. And when you enter something without a plan, without an intention, without a map, without a blueprint or a goal, you are at bay or at the will of someone else's plans or goals. And guess what? These motherfuckers is making money off your back. Guess what? You ain't making money. You ain't achieving your goals, and you ain't striving towards no results.
You put yourself in that situation where luck might fucking happen. And that's what people don't know.
If you believe it, if you really believe that you could be something, if you have that little voice in your head saying, hey, you got talent, you could do this, then follow that voice.
Fuck your motivation. Fuck your motivation. You need discipline, because motivation's not there every day. I'm missing motivation most days.
Wow,
Some
really?
days, yeah, sometimes I got motivation. Sometimes I'm like, fuck yeah, today I felt good. I can't wait to get to the gym. But a lot of days, like, gotta get to the gym. And then once I get going, then I feel great.
Yeah.
And I feel great when it's over. But it's that beginning part that's hard, because your body wants to stay comfortable. Your body will trick you, like, man, today you should take the day off, Theo. You don't feel good. Theo, what did you get, like 6 hours sleep last night? That's not enough.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely.
It's easy to give up. You know,
Hell
it's
yeah.
easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to work. I'm done.
Yeah, man.
It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
How bad do you want this? If it's as bad as you want to live or breathe or sleep, whatever the hell it may be, I can work with you. But a lot of people, most people don't want it that badly, which is why they always ask the question, man, how did you get to where you are? You know how to do it. You know exactly how to be you or how to be me. You don't want to do it.
Like, I want to see what you do when you're tired. Let me see how you push yourself. Come on, man. Get up. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. The next day. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Keep going. How long can you maintain a positive attitude?
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. You wake up, right to work. Immediately your mind is in action. No one wants to do that. No one. And I don't blame them. But don't be mad when you're laying there in your fucking bed and you're in the fucking hospital and you're 70, 80, 90 years old and you're thinking, man, I feel like I didn't fucking do something. Because you did. You didn't do it. You didn't do shit. You may have lived a great life, man, but you're always gonna feel empty inside. I don't feel empty.
The life you want is on the other side of a few hard conversations, and you're living a life you hate because you're too afraid to have them.
I think about that a lot. Hard times create hard men. Hard men create soft times. Soft times create soft men. Soft men create hard times. we are now around soft men in hard times.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
You should be a monster. He said you should be a monster, you should be ruthlessly ambitious, and then learn how to control it. And it's that old expression, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline, because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
100%.
Told me discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. That is a great quote.
I'm gonna have setbacks, I know. But if I'm feeling bad, that doesn't mean I'm doing bad. That doesn't mean I am bad. That doesn't mean that I can't still take some action. Because yeah, nothing changes if nothing changes, man.
It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off the podcast. Don't be on social media too much. Cut out all the fucking noise. Get back to the fucking mental lab.
I'd say one of the strongest mental frames that has got me through my hardest times is thinking this will be the story that I will one day tell. And that means the harder it is, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the story, and by consequence, the more epic the hero.
The fear is never reaching your potential.
That's it.
That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing. And then one day you're an old man.
Yep.
And you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
Yep.
I could have been great.
It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide, fuck clubs, fuck partying, fuck trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying? Because I'm trying to get it. Let me tell you something, homie. These women ain't going nowhere. These clubs, these parties, all this shit ain't going nowhere. The more weird you are is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your shit, molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you gon' fly.
People only